it's more a question of how so to say the Finns will be able to take the pressure of the Swedes, and then the question of how they will find the openings, as now the third line really well done, and Sofia Mittentag actually opened. The Swedish defenders were all going onto the side, because in the Swedish league, when she gets the ball, she shoots. And now there was a clear build-up that Meri Heri-Honela from the center came in on the right side. So these are the small things, and I believe that Finland needs the goal. It doesn't really make if it becomes.
Oh, no, not going to count. Too high, surely.
Yeah, well,
it was a push, maybe.
Or something.
Yes, exactly. Let's have a look back at it. Oh, yes.
Hand.
No doubt about that.
No.
Clearly off the arm. Yes, it was, watching that, it was a case of which infringement will it be, not is there an infringement.
Yeah, the next possibility would be My Kippila getting 2 points for bringing the opponent down in wrestling.
That's right.
Because there was a handlock. Now, and then of course the question is how will the line of the Kauppi sisters how will they be able to open the game? And now again we have Rasmussen's line playing against them, so clearly the Swedes have taken the situation to put the pressure on My Kippila, who is not the fastest of players, maybe one of the more talented. She's really talented in passing and playing with the ball, but pressure is difficult, so they clearly put on pressure on her from time to time.
Yes, it's an interesting one, isn't it, with My Kippila, because obviously there are facets of her game that are not as strong as they used to be. She did have a rotten spell with injuries some years ago, but she has this almost mercurial vision and technical ability from a passing point of view that one must try to construct a game plan that works around those limitations, because to be without her is to be without one of the greatest architects of goal-scoring opportunities in the sport.
Yeah, and she can find this corridor of 20 meters, which is in 10 centimeters wide, and still deliver the ball through a number of opponents.
And as we have said on more than one occasion, the ball sprints faster than any player. Number 15 for Sweden is Matilda Lindgren. 8 goals and 20 assists last season for her club, Västerås Rundby, in the Swedish Super League. Her best ever by a long way. So she is one of the great assist makers in Swedish floorball. Hämäläinen. Risky pass out of defence, but she was fouled anyway. Probably of great relief that she was fouled there.
You could see there on face that.
And probably real irritation for the Swedes that they gave away a free hit after the ball had been played.
Yeah. That could be our first, so to say, real battle pair between Suvi Hämäläinen and the Swedish defender, because they have had a number of encounters already.
Bäckstedt. And we look at the fantastic young player, Maja Wistrom. Amazingly, still only 24, absolute young veteran of the sport. That's a clever pullback. It just didn't quite fall. There was a good bit of blocking play from the Finns, who are seeking to counter now, but Wistrom, who we were just talking about, calmly plucks the ball away. What's your feeling on the start of this?
The Finns have come in better prepared, but Sweden has already proven, and they brought in a new element. I don't know if it was visible to the viewers, but they are now trying against the first and third line of Finland to bring in a defender from far, from the opposite side of where the ball is, into the middle, so to say, when they are playing the ball from the corner into the slot, which then forces the Finns to go deep down in defense. and therefore there is running parts that running lines they can run on to get the shot.
Real effort being made there by Kippola to restrict that ball going into a shooting position from Yuan Son. And here's space for Lundin. Not for long though. We have on the field of play the Kaupis, Orna and Vera, who wear 27 and 28 respectively. John, if people are discovering floorball for the first time or discovered it at the World Games for the first time, what is it that makes the Kaupi twins so good at what they do?
First of all, ball handling, perception of the game, observation, I would say physics, and I mean the capability of really playing into the goal. Vera Kauppi, a really superb goal scorer. Oona Kauppi, almost equally good, but then also very good. And they find each other. They played football together in the top junior series in Finland. They played forever together in the same line, so that's part of it.
Yes, they were very good midfielders, weren't they? Runners-up, I think, in the Finnish Championship in 2015 or something like that. Carlson with the restart for Sweden, who so far have not allowed the Finns to get back into this match. But a one-goal lead in this sport, although not inconsequential, is far from insurmountable, as we saw at the World Games when the Finns went from 2-1 down to 3-2 up in the space of seconds. Turning and shooting, that was well played by Rasmussen. Next for Sweden is Poland tomorrow. Finland take on Slovakia. They've had some quite tight matches with Slovakia over the years at the championships, albeit always getting the upper hand. I remember a game some years ago where Slovakia got 2 very early goals.
Now Sweden has taken control of the game, and the Finns are a little bit erratic and don't really get hold of it, and the Swedish line with Wikström has been really, really good now.
Pekka Kangas, still the furthest player back for Finland, and she'll have some work to do here, but no, they have recovered it. That's going to be a foul.
Classical tripping.
Classical tripping sounds like an album.
Well, it could be Led Zeppelin or...
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. Or it just sounds like the autobiography of a very dirty floorball player. Oh, that was a great idea from number 13, Vilma Johansson.
I'm not going to say this, but it could have been the autobiography of Wayne Rooney.
I think that's hard to contest. Now here is the captain, Vera Kauppi, bringing it forwards, and it's Kippola who had the ball.
What did I say about her passing skills?
Well, we'll just ignore that one. But that is the nature of sports commentary, John, as you and I know all too well. The moment you make a point about someone's skills in a particular area, they do something highly uncharacteristic straight away.
Yeah.
Making the run forward there, hoping for that ball right across goal was 27, Moa Andersson of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, the team that achieved double Champions Cup success in the greatest 24 hours in the club's history, winning the men's and women's competitions at the start of 2025. The Champions Cup, for those of you not aware, is the top international club competition in the sport. And it's another tournament that you can follow on the IFF app by signing up and registering. And that was an attempt to register a second goal by the Swedes. Good strength from Rasmussen. It does feel a little different now as a game.
Yeah, Sweden is now capable of keeping the ball, and when the Finn gets the possibility of a stoppage or a steal, they can't manage the ball. The Swedes are all over, and it looks a little bit like the Finns are running after the Swedes. It's a little bit like a merry-go-round at the moment. Still defending very well from inside, but the Swedes have the possibility with their move.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it's been coming. It really has been coming. Great execution by the Swedes. They lead by 2 goals to 0. And the Finnish fans are looking a little concerned. Let's have a look back at this. And it's Evelina Pettersson. A first ever goal at the World Floorball Championships for the 22-year-old.
If you look now, you can clearly see that Sofia Mittentag is a little bit late, and she was forced into the middle first, and they played the ball back to the side, and therefore there was a first goal in the World Championships for the very happy Swedish player.
I make that her first competitive goal for the national team, full stop.
Yeah.
Oh, they've stolen that ball back. And it's just bouncing all over the place, but that will do anyway. And we're at the power break, which comes a lot more close to the halfway stage of the period than the previous one did by about 2 minutes. Big goal that by Sweden. They lead by 2 goals to 0 now. And we'll have a look back at some of the moments of the contest as Finland contemplate their reply. We saw watching on during that montage Linn Lundström, the head coach of the Swedish team, took over from an absolute coaching and playing legend in Åsa Karlsson after the last World Championships. Lundström herself having 3 World Championship wins as a player with nearly 50 international caps. So it's not as though she didn't come in with considerable playing and coaching pedigree. She brought Dalen back to the Swedish Super League in men's competition, along with many other accomplishments. But John, in terms of having a tough start to your life as Swedish head coach, the World Games was about as tough as it gets.
Yeah, that's like the only thing the Swedes have not won so far in floorball.
So it's safe to say she comes into these championships feeling a lot of pressure. Not that there's ever a time when the Swedish head coach doesn't feel a lot of pressure.
Yeah, you can say that she actually only had things to lose.
Nearly. Didn't get the cleanest of connections, Hannah Nordstrand.
And Maranen really read it well, so she had the capability of putting the foot in front of it. Let's see what they now can do with this kind of the Finnish free hit.
Can they work it intelligently? Pekka Kangas, that's easily blocked. Oh, it's loose! It's loose and thumped in by Suvi Hämäläinen. Well, I don't think that was entirely the intended play, but it certainly worked.
Are you sure it wasn't the intended play?
2-1. She's back in business.
Yeah, Suvi Hämäläinen, like sniper, really, really good. And she has this capability of being in the right spot at the right time. And they miss the ball, there is a block, but then it's loose. And SWE actually, she's not there. She actually moves into it and is capable of taking the shot from really, really just turning around.
That is one of those finishes that gets better the more times you see it. Well, SWE Hämäläinen scored 43 goals in the regular season, in the season that finished midway through 2025. So it's safe to say that she established firmly her credentials as one of the great predators in the sport. That was quite extraordinary.
And what the match needed. Because, as you were saying, the Sweden had already taken control of the game a little bit and it looked like they were going away, but now it's a totally different ball game again.
Pispa. That's nicely played. Oh, that was nearly a dance through by Veera Kauppi.
And for all those statistically minded people, we have a very interesting situation where this line, the Finnish, so to say, best line, actually is -1, and both other Finnish lines are 0-0.
Burst forward from Vibron. That's clever play from Vibron, looking for Nelly Ögren. Well, we've had our let's talk to new fans about the Kaupis. Let's talk to new fans about Emily Vibron in possession here.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful work. Nige takes out the shooting possibility, but she waits, looks, and then she gives a cross pass to a totally free player.
Of all of the floorball players I've had the privilege to watch over the years, as this is a great bit of intervening by Lindgren, Emily Vibron, I would say, is one of the greatest I've ever seen at going from invisible to centre stage in the blink of an eye. She just seems to put on a cloak, disappear, find the right position, and then make the right decision.
Yeah, maybe not disappear, but plays very much for the team.
Oh, it's in! Milla Nordlund, it's 2-2.
And this is the kind of goal that you could wait for Milla Nordlund to do, together with Ulla Valtola. And this is probably what Andreas Harnes, the Finnish coach, was trying to find. So you have quick start, quick counter-attack, play in the middle, play to the side, and then play into Milla Nordlund, who comes in from the middle to the slot. You see, look. And she's done a ton of those goals in the Finnish league for TPS. And Hedin still gets a fingernail on it.
She's scored around 250 goals in Finland, Milla Nordlund. A big goal to make it 2-2. Well, this is all rather interesting. Sweden 2, Finland 2. And suddenly it's Finland with space. Merihelmi Hörnala, the pass just goes a little bit behind Mittentag. Hörnala couldn't control it. John, how and why has it changed?
I think it looks like that the Finns started running more, and they are not trying to play. Okay, let's see what Sweden
might be about to change again.
Yeah. This is the problem when Sweden plays like these short passes, standing still. Their force in the first and third line is to play longer passes into a moving player, from moving player to moving player. And I think they have stressed that, and that's clearly visible.
What a great effort that was from Hämäläinen to keep hold of it. Pace and power in combination. Pekka Kangas goes on the lateral. And the chance to shoot has been taken! Merihelmi Hörnala creates merry hell for Sweden. It's 3-2.
Yeah, that was probably not directed from the start. Very typical situations. Sofia Mittentag takes the shot, it's blocked, and Meri Hönala is there in the middle. You see here, number 17 takes the ball, takes the shot, goes down Sweden, and then they are a little bit late. Finland has found the weak spot of the Swedish defense, which is somewhere 5 to 8 meters in front of their own goal. A little bit communication, who should take her? Same thing with the goal of Milla Nordlund. But the important thing is they need to win the midfield. They can't play the midfield with short passes. Sweden is too good for that. You need to play longer passes to get through.
Sweden fans, it's happened again. A turnaround, this time not from 2-1, but from 2-0. The Finns lead 3-2. Is it the World Games final all over again? Well, we've got a long way still to go before we know that. Now it's to see what Sweden's riposte is going to be. But my goodness, what entertainment. Oh, that's going to be 2 minutes. That's from bad to worse. Moa Andersson. Much to contemplate now for Linn Lundström. This is a big chance for the Finns. Let's look back at what led to it.
Okay, that's a clear situation. She has no intention for the ball. But again, Sweden maybe wanted to have the stoppage. Finland scored 2 goals by being able to turn around, play back into the middle. They wanted now to have the stoppage, probably be speaking about that Linn was talking about. Try to stop them in the corner, don't let them out, don't let them turn around in order to find the way to defend them. And then it's what that you do, a little bit too hard, a little bit late.
This is one of those do it now or maybe don't do it at all moments for the Finns. They have gone from 2-0 down to 3-2 up. They've got a power play chance. This is where Kippila can be so devastating. This is Finland's glorious chance to go 2 to the good. Meanwhile, right at the other end, Sweden have recaptured the ball.
But there is no player in the Swedish team who doesn't know what the Finnish power play is doing, because there are 3 players playing in Thorengruppen, Kaupis and Kippila.
Well, they so nearly had a goal against the power play in their favour, the Swedes. But that's a very interesting point that you make, John, because it is ultimately that power play lineup for the Finns is the Thorengruppen Galacticos.
Yeah. And with Milla Nordlund in the middle and then Jenna Sario behind the goal. I mean, so they forced the Swedish box play very small. Wikström tries to give pressure to My Kippila so that she can't take the shot or like choose so that she needs to cover the ball a little bit more.
That's clever. It was Vera Kauppi to try to find the centrally located Nordlund. But so far Sweden have survived, and it's always been one of Sweden's great strengths at the World Floorball Championships is surviving power plays.
And if you asked me earlier why Vera Kauppi is so good, that was what happened just now. She ran about 10 meters and intercepted the ball in the air, and she could see that the pass was coming to go through.
She restarts it with maybe one more chance to come, one last chance to come for the Finns, but they haven't really managed to make enough of that power play. Now Sweden are back to a full complement, and we have just 3.5 minutes to go until the conclusion of period number 2. What an exciting day, the first day of the 2025 Women's World Floorball Championships. And we are overjoyed to have your company wherever you're watching the action from today, and whichever team you're supporting, maybe you are supporting a team that didn't make it on this occasion. Maybe you play for a team that didn't make it on this occasion. Bäckstedt, well stopped by Madeline. And if you are representing one of those teams that didn't make it this time, we hope we'll see you soon. Never give up hope. Look at the Dutch, who finally made it back after a 10-year absence. So many of the Dutch players had been there in 2017 when they were on the verge of qualifying and lost the game in the last minute. They'd waited 8 years, and the dream came true as it's saved by Hedin. So never give up hope, that's the message. Next time could be your time.
But now the Swedes need to think in the intermission. They really need to think how to stop the Finns' quick attacks and in which way they are capable, because now they are capable, all lines can play the ball in deep and create really dangerous situations.
And what's the answer to that, do you think?
I would say they need to drop the press a little bit, get the team under the ball and get organized from there, defending from behind. There is no real situation. They have so many players high up that when they lose the ball, at least 4 of them needs to drop down.
It's loose here, it might be put in, that's great play. They've levelled it, it's Ellen Lundin, it's 3-all. What a fantastic match. Her first goal at the Senior Women's World Floorball Championships after she scored 9 goals when the Swedes won under 19 gold last year. Welcome to the senior stage, Ellen Lundin.
And now the Swedes here, there's a turnaround. The Finns are a little bit unorganized. And as you can see now when we have the final replay, there are 2 players trying to block the ball, but none of them really is in the place to take control of her shooting, the Lundin taking the shot. So really well played. And she continues what she's ended doing in the U19 World Championships. So.
Well, she's having such a good season domestically, Ellen Lundin, 9 goals and 10 assists. That after 15 goals and 17 assists in the whole of last season. So she's on course to really exceed that when you consider that we're still in the early stage of the season. Oh, given away, lost. They might punish here. And that's great defensive play from Yamunyai. Just over a minute to go until the intermission. What a wonderful advertisement for this great sport this fixture has been.
Did you read? Oh yeah.
You wouldn't want to enter into an argument with Yamunyai, would you?
Nope.
She brings a lot to the Finnish team.
Yeah. There was a really good social media post where she was directing the Finnish team at the airport.
I'm surprised she wasn't directing all of the planes. It's loose. They might punish here. Hedin. Oh, it's onto the bar. Off the goalkeeper, onto the bar. I thought that was flying well over. .30 seconds to go. I don't know, John, that this could have been a much better 2 periods of floorball.
No, not really, and like very different periods where Sweden, so to say, the first until 2-0 really controlled the game, and then Finland came back, and then Sweden, in order to save the match, so to say, took control again, and both teams are maybe now playing. Here we can see Oona Kauppi. She looks, and Hedin just gets the foot on it.
And then just onto the top of the goal.
Yeah.
That is the end of an absolutely fantastic second